And then Rajaji, when Karunanidhi refused, Rajaji came out and said and gave a statement that the future of Tamil Nadu is finished, the future of the youth of Tamil Nadu is finished, and we are going to see all the households being destroyed by this. If MGR can forget about Karunanidhi, I would blame MGR. If MGR, who has been a die-hard champion against liquor in all his movies, if he could play havoc with people's lives with his liquor policies, why talk about Karunanidhi? In one movie, why this Kolaveri? I'm sure you would have heard that very popular song.
Right.
Handle glass, glassless scotch ice, ponnu kam. See, these are the kind of thing. Now, padichi paatha, era villa, kudichi paatha, eridichi. I studied, nothing went to my head. I drank something, then it went to my head. These are the kind of things, in VIP, constantly he drinks. Our wannabe Chief Minister, Udayanithi Stalin, his movies come with a lot of invitation to drinking. He openly talks about it. He sniffs drinks. He makes sarak a very popular lingo. The other wannabe CM who is around, Vijay, all his movies have a drink as the main one of the themes, or which will strike the people. Kamala Hassan came the other day. You know what that man has said? He said people should drink in moderation. See, these people have not died of drinking any vintage stuff. These people have died of drinking methanol. When Shivaji was in trouble on screen and when he drank, people cried and shed tears. Now when Dhanush cries because his lady love had rejected him, people stand up and say cheers. I think in Tamil Nadu, as far as I'm concerned, I would directly and openly put the blame on Rajinikanth and the post-Rajinikanth hero generations.
Hello and welcome to India Today, SoSouth. The Kallakurichi liquor tragedy has claimed 59 lives so far. The chances are the numbers will go up. At least 150 people in very critical condition are in hospital as we speak. As if on cue, everybody who you can say has been responsible for getting the things where they are, on cue, they've all kind of mouthed the usual homilies following such a tragedy. The issue is that will any of this matter, or will the Tamil Nadu's liquor curse continue as ever? In 1971, Tamil Nadu was only one of the two states which had prohibition, the other being Gujarat. In 1971, the Karunanidhi government decided to lift prohibition and let the spirits flow, as they say. And my God, have they flowed. In these 50 years plus of free flow of liquor, Tamil Nadu's society has undergone drastic changes. And many people have watched it closely and with some degree of trepidation and also helplessness. One of them is TR Jawahar, the editor of News Today in Chennai. Jawahar will join me today to talk about Tamil Nadu, its liquor addiction, its liquor curse, and what has got the state, which is actually one of the more progressive states in terms of economy and other human indices. What has got Tamil Nadu to this stage, where year after year you have people dying to illicit liquor? Hi Jawahar, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Jawahar, you have watched this problem for a long time now. You've been writing about it very, very animatedly with a lot of helplessness and anger. First, give us a dip into the history of this problem, why prohibition was lifted by Karunanidhi, and then we will carry this forward as things go. Over to you, Jawahar.
Good morning, Rao, my friend, and dear viewers. It is ironical that you call it culture in the first place. Anyway, I'm fine with that because that is exactly what it is in a sort of metaphorical. Tamil Nadu, as you said, has been one of the prohibition states. Annadurai, when he became CM in 1967, he has always been against liquor, and he said, I don't want that money. I don't want to survive on that money. But in 1971, Karunanidhi lifted prohibition and brought... and there is this famous saying of Rajaji. Rajaji literally begged with Karunanidhi not to lift prohibition. He went. This old man went to Karunanidhi's house. He was made to wait for about 20-30 minutes. But Rajaji did not mind all that. And then Rajaji, when Karunanidhi refused, Rajaji came out and said and gave a statement that the future of Tamil Nadu is finished. The future of the youth of Tamil Nadu is finished. And we are going to see all the households being destroyed by this liquor. And it is what we see is happening. He has been so very prophetic. His prophetic words are coming true on a regular basis. Over the next 60 years, we have seen that. Now, Karunanidhi lifted prohibition, and then he brought back prohibition in 1974-75 under pressure from MGR, because MGR had by then walked out, and he was a good Samaritan, was anti-liquor. And then when MGR came to power in 1977, the prohibition continued. But in 1981, the great anti-liquor champion MGR lifted prohibition and brought back liquor. And then it went on for the next 6 years. It was a very scandalous period, because there were toddy shops, there were arak shops, there were auctions, and then there was IMFL shops. It's a big mess. It was a big mess around that time. It's very difficult to go into the details of that. Just take it that it was not just it was heady politics, it was heady economics, and it was also heady old wine in several bottles, which has been repeating in Tamil Nadu. Okay, you wanted to say something.
What was Karunanidhi's philosophy? Was it economics? What is it? Or is it a freedom of choice? What was his? How could he kind of rebuff somebody as a big stalwart as Rajaji and stood his ground? What was his conviction? Why did he do it? Is there anything recorded?
See, I would say that liquor has always traveled on corruption. Money is the real motivation for all this behind all the liquor policies, flip-flops between the liquor policy. The liquor lobby is very powerful. Not just the liquor lobby in Tamil Nadu, but from all over India. So the liquor lobby is always has always been very powerful. Be it Karunanidhi or MGR or Jayalalithaa or her proxy O Pannirselvam, who once again during his reign that the state brought in the TASMAC regime, became the sole selling agent of. That was very a big thing. Sole selling agent for liquor. So it happened during OPS time. But he was a proxy. And then subsequent many other rules. Stalin Kanimani vowed that liquor will go away once that will be the first file they will sign. In fact, Jayalalithaa in 1991, her first file she signed was prohibition, but it went away once again. All of these politicians have their own distilleries. So right from 1971, the motive has always been money and the kind of influence that they can generate and the kind of hold that they can have on the money bags of those times. So for Karunanidhi could easily overrule Raja. There was no philosophy in that. None of the Dravidian parties have any principles or philosophy. That's a big word that you are using. Rajaji's plaint or complaint or whatever you call it, it was naturally supposed to fall on deaf ears. So there is nothing surprising about it. Karunanidhi won't even listen to his own ilk, or for that matter, MGR. If MGR can forget about Karunanidhi, I would blame MGR. If MGR, who has been a die-hard champion against liquor in all his movies, if he could play havoc with people's lives with his liquor policies, why talk about Karunanidhi? Why talk about Karunanidhi? He was a paint villain right from the start. But MGR was a hero. He could do it. He didn't follow what he did, his words with his deeds when he was in power. Nor did Jayalalithaa. Nobody did that.
So one of the reasons everybody understands is that there is a lot of excise money coming into the exchequer, which is about, I think in Tamil Nadu, it should be in the range of 50,000 or so, 50,000 crore per year.
Yeah, it is around 50,000. But TASMAC earns 50,000 crores.
But that is what...
Yeah, please.
But that is what drives the government coffers, yes. But I think that is not the reason why prohibitions, the prohibition is kept away. Liquor flows freely, not because money is accruing to the government, right? There's something.
It is both over the table and under the table. It is equally divided, more or less. Liquor is big money for both the political parties as well as for the exchequer. You remove liquor money from the state budget, and the state finances will start tottering like a tippler. That's the state of addiction that the state finances have to liquor revenue as of today. Even the BJP is not promising that it will remove TASMAC shops. Annamalai has said it will be only in a phased manner, and I don't think even that is possible. Every time prohibition is lifted or brought back, when prohibition is lifted, the specious logic has always been state finances, has always been the specious logic. Whenever prohibition is brought back, the logic has always been that the state finances and bootleggers, these two people, if you do one thing, the other one prospers. That is the way it has been. So yeah, if there is prohibition, then bootleggers will prosper. And who are the bootleggers? They are all backed by police and politicians. So this is a sort of self-generating, self-sustaining vicious circle that we have
from about
we have four aspects.
20 years.
Let me complete. Yeah. We have four aspects in this prohibition policy. Prohibition. First is policy. Second is politicians who play with the policy. Third are the police who are supposed to implement. And then the people. People are also addicted now. Since the 80s, the people are also addicted to it. I'll tell you the reason for that. One of the reasons for that. Yeah, you wanted to say something.
So I was saying that I have been reading you writing about this since the 90s when you got into journalism yourself, right? And you've been writing extensively about it, and you called it almost a cancer and in Tamil Nadu, that it's really kind of eating into the vitals of the state, right? Yeah. So tell us a little more about why you say that, and how nothing has worked. Nobody has bothered about anything in regard to liquor. Why does it continue to be where it is, and why is it so cheaply available everywhere?
Tamil Nadu has a history of addiction to liquor right from 1971. Let me jump the topic straight to, because I want to use the limited time that we have to maximum effect. I would say that a lot of liquor has flown under the bridge since the Kallakurichi tragedy about since last week. So much has been said about it, right from Nadda to Annamalai here and Edapadi, and everybody is claiming, but they all forget that in their own states and in their own regimes, this has been happening. Yeah, this has been happening. So DMK is now caught with their hand in the liquor barrel this time, and it is very bad because only last year we had a big tragedy and they didn't do anything. Same things came up. Now it is happening, and it will happen again. I'm telling you, it will happen again because it is everywhere. Kallakurichi is just the tip of the iceberg. It's going to happen continuously. But I would like to go into a deeper history that we have, which is the connection between tinsel, celluloid, and sarayam, or what we call sark, popularly called sark in Tamil Nadu. That is a fancy word here, sark. I have always dubbed the state as a tinsel Nadu and TASMAC Nadu, or a tippler Nadu. See, this state is addicted to two vices. One is cinema, and other is sark. This is totally, these two are connected fully. Now, movies, all through the movie history all over India, we have heroes who have been drinking, right from the times of Devadas and Vasanta Maligai and all that. But in those days, at the times of Rajesh Khanna and Nageshwar Rao and Shivaji Ganeshan and Sanjeev Kumar, these people, there was a disconnect, there was a gap between the hero and the common fans. Nobody took to drinking after watching Shivaji Ganeshan drink in Vasanta Maligai. or hardly anyone, probably. No one took to smoking, because Shivaji Ganesan used to smoke in every movie, apart from the historic movies or the Puranic movies. He used to smoke in every movie with a cigarette in hand, always he was there. But I don't think people took to smoking in Shivaji Ganesan's time. Or people start drinking after watching Prem Nagar, Rajesh Khanna, or all that. But things in Tamil Nadu, as far as I'm concerned, I would directly and openly put the blame on Rajinikanth and the post-Rajinikanth hero generations. Shivaji Ganesan's or Nageshwar Rao or Rajesh Khanna had more to their acting than just a cigarette in their hand, between the fingers, or a sip on their lip. Yeah. But these people have really had nothing of the histrionics to show other than all these things. So Rajini, in a sort of way, made these things a style statement. His swagger, the drag, and the drawl in his voice, all these, he made it a style statement. And with very little to show other than these things, he was targeting an impressionable audience. So it was these vices, it was sort of vice versa, I would put it. Those people took to it very easily. They were all impressionable fans. Now, subsequent heroes.
And it also, around the same time, I think liquor also became available easily in small little
pouches. That's what I was about to say. In the late 70s, when Rajinikanth entered the picture and these kind of directors and movies started coming into the film field, open liquor policies were also coming. Liquor availability was also substantial. So it was like, you didn't need any promotion. Liquor did not need any further advertising. Your heroes were doing it on the screen. Yeah. And there was no any preaching going on. It was just a statutory warning was there. But which is more attractive? Rajinikanth drinking on the roadside, or which is more attractive to you? These people are all impressionable. And this was also the time when the movies were reaching out to deep rural areas. And today we have social media where almost everybody sees a mobile phone. The rural youth see everything. The rural ordinary farmer or ordinary folk see all these things. Right. Now, we have come to a stage where actor Dhanush, who is a very, very influential figure in the movies, a hero in the movies, every movie of his promotes liquor openly. Despite warnings by the censor boards, so many things happen. So, I don't think Tamil Nadu can be salvaged anymore. I'm very worried about the youth of Tamil Nadu. I'll quote a couple of songs of Dhanush. In one movie, Why This Kolaveri? I'm sure you would have heard that very popular song. Right. Handle glassla scotchla ice, ponnu kammu. See, these are the kind of thing. Now, padichi paatha, yeravilla, kudichi paatha, yeridichi. I studied, nothing went to my head. I drank something, then it went to my head. These are the kind of things, in VIP, constantly he drinks. Our wannabe Chief Minister, Udayanithi Stalin, his movies come with a lot of invitation to drinking. He openly talks about it. He sniffs drinks. He makes sarak a very popular lingo. The other wannabe CM who is around, Vijay, all his movies have a drink as the main, one of the themes, or which will strike the people. They mouth nice words, but and they also mouth sarak. So it's an impressionable audience you have. So this is very difficult. I would put cinema directly responsible for the kind of the way these vices are now spreading all over. I think I'm not talking any elitism or any kind of preachiness, or I'm not being judgmental. I'm stating a fact that the youth of Tamil Nadu are getting deeply entrenched in this habit because of the post-Rajinikanth film hero generation.
So you said it, I'm taking you back there. You said it that things cannot be salvaged in Tamil Nadu. So why do you say that? There's no way. Yeah, I think even I can say sitting here that there's no going back to prohibition. But
let me say prohibition. See, when Shivaji was in trouble on screen and when he drank, people cried and shed tears. Now, when Dhanush cries because his lady love had rejected him, people stand up and say cheers. So this is the kind of mindset that is completely entered. I'm not blaming the youth or being judgmental on saying. I'm saying that this what you call culture has been inset has been, completely set in the minds of the people. Women drink. So it has become so commonplace. So I doubt whether it can ever be reversed at all. For Shivaji Ganesan, it was, or Nageshwar Rao, it was a broken man in trouble. Here it is a broken bro in trouble. It's a bro. The affinity is like that, They identify with these people. So I think this step has to come from the movie makers. They must take steps to ensure that some kind of, they walk the talk on the statutory advertisements that they put on the screen, and they must stop all this. Rajini stopped smoking after the Baba movie when Patali Makkal Katchi raised a hue and cry, and then he has stopped smoking and drinking on screen. But the damage has already been done. His damage he has already done over a period of 30-35 years. But he has stopped, but others have taken the baton from him.
Are you suggesting then that the solution, or at least a part solution, can come only from popular culture, from cinema and other places?
From cinema culture, that can probably, people should do that. People should do that. They must take responsibility for what is happening. The second is that the police-politician nexus, I don't think that can ever be broken anymore, because it cuts across party lines. Even in Kallakurichi incident, two things have happened. Before the incident, people have gone to the police and told them. The police have said, we won't take your complaint on record. In fact, you will be in trouble from people in high places. Now, during the mass funeral on the banks of the river Gomukhi, after this Kallakurichi incident, Saraku packets were distributed, sold. Even during the funeral, it was sold.
Really?
So the reason why I say that, I'm finding little hope that this situation can be salvaged. And Kallakurichi, as I said, is only a tip of the iceberg. It is all over the place. And the sad thing is that all the VIPs now come and land in Kallakurichi, and it's a big pain, watching them coming and going, all with all the hangers on, and with that hangover coming over to Kallakurichi, and then it's a pain for the people already in deep trouble, already, and they have to take care of this VIP, cry before them again and again when the tears are already dried out. When Kamala Hassan came the other day, what that man has said is that people should drink in moderation. See, these people have not died of drinking any vintage stuff. These people have died of drinking methanol. Even 10% is not moderation. Even a drop is enough to kill. And he says it's poison in moderation. He comes and says that is the kind of thing these people, because his thinking was that he must not wound Stalin in any way. This political correctness or people's incorrectness. How do you balance this?
Exactly. That's the problem. But one guy I admired in all this, Jawahar, is Siman. I think I didn't hear the rest of what he said. That one thing that I really liked about what he said was that why is the government giving 10 lakh rupees out of exchequer to the people who died? And why is it not recovering it from the industry, the guy who's made it, right? Why am I paying for somebody who, in effect, say, we should not be saying that people should drink and die. It is their right, right? So we can't say that. But now the tragedy has happened. Why are you punishing me as a taxpayer and not the guy who has actually dished out that illegal liquor, right? I think he made particular sense. Nobody else said this. Not even Annamalai, no opposition party. Yeah. So did you hear that? What did you?
Yeah. Of course. He has been a consistent campaigner against liquor, and particularly against TASMAC shops, and of course the DMK government at large. He has been a consistent campaigner, but for some of his other activities, what I call tinderbox in my earlier interviews, you can't point out anything wrong against what he's saying generally about the Dravidian politics and all that. You can't point a finger at him. In fact, he is more convincing than Annamalai on many occasions when he talks about, and he is appealing to the youth. He has got about 8% votes, and he is one. He's kind of these are the kind of leaders who can really influence the youth against liquor also. But the point that he has made about giving money solatium to the victim's family is correct. We should not be doing that, because even insurers do not abet suicide, or insurance companies do not encourage, do not pay. And this is suicide. The people who drank and died knew that they were imbibing toxic stuff, and it will. So you cannot do that.
Risk attached to it.
There is this compassion aspect. there are a lot of homes here. Government itself runs away homes. You can put the children there. There are a lot of activists. What happened to all the candlelight vigilantes who are always in Jantar Mantar? They can come over. What about Rahul Gandhi? He can come over. He can distribution of wealth. He can do it. Come and do it here. He can take care of those children. How many children are there? State government should not be encouraging giving, and CMR is on the dot.
On point.
For what he has been saying, and he has said it very boldly, without fear of any backlash or without fear of any reverse sympathy flowing, anti-sympathy. So he has been very open on that. I must appreciate that.
Exactly. So to conclude this, I want you to expand on what this TASMAC is, especially for people not just in Tamil Nadu. There are a whole lot of other people. They have kept hearing this TASMAC. Annamalai has also been talking about TASMAC through that campaign that he conducted, right? So what is TASMAC and why is it such a, what do you call, it occupies everybody's mind in Tamil Nadu. What is TASMAC?
See, I'll put it very simply, because it's very difficult to go through at great length. Right from 1971 to almost 2001 or something, for 30 years, there has been, we have been going up and down on the liquor, going high and low on liquor. The state policy, lifting prohibition coming back, arak, bootlegging, and all these toddy shops, auctions, and then rich people getting the auctions, politicians getting the toddy shops by auctions, and then MGR and Jayalalithaa and Karunanidhi encouraging private liquor barons to bring the MGR banned, brought prohibition in on January 1, 1987. January 1, 1987. But the by prohibition, he lifted, he closed all the toddy shops and arak shops. But liquor was available through the IMFL shops, and all the IMFL shops were owned by big barons. So that was a sleight of hand, actually. It was a sleight of hand that he did. So in 2001, the state became the sole seller of liquor. All the toddy shops, all the private, everything was closed. The state would acquire from the distilleries, do whatever needs to be done, and then it will be the sole seller. Automatically, the small level corruption became a big level corruption. But with the rise in price of TASMAC liquor, it was always unaffordable for the people, laborers, and all kinds of ordinary fisher folk. All these
people,
they earn the daily wage. If you go to a place called Ayodhya Kopam in Chennai on Marina, you can see that when they come back from fishing, they have the cash. They sell the wholesale fish to the retailers. They have the money. Part goes to the wife, part goes to the TASMAC shop. So of late, the TASMAC prices have been going up. Recently, it has gone up by 10 rupees to 40 rupees. So it has become unaffordable. But even without TASMAC sales, the spurious liquor has been a continuous thing. See, methanol is not the only thing that goes into the spurious liquor. So they just, burn whatever is available. They just make it into a brew and put it into the cauldron. So it is, even a drop is poisonous and fatal. We are talking about spurious liquor only when there is a mass death like this in Kallakurichi. But every day, people get blinded. People lose they have spine problems. People lose their livelihoods because they could not go to work. They have leg issues. Women have problems. Women drink. So this is a kind of cancer that is growing very, very fast amidst the people. That is why I said policy, politicians, police, and people. People are also addicted to it. So these education programs or enlightening programs of the people do not work anymore. That is why I said the message should come from people from the movies, and people from but the more important thing is that the political police nexus has to be broken completely. The central government cannot simply afford to look away. And the worst thing is that we are talking about liquor here, but the worst thing in Tamil Nadu is ganja, marijuana, small children. Youngsters, 8 years, 9 years. It's available in front of schools. Forget about liquor, you can smell it. But this thing, you can't even get the smell. So we are on a Tamil Nadu's deterioration is on a high, really. It's a little high. You use the familiar lingo. So I'm not exaggerating. I'm only saying this as a fact, a matter of fact.
It's so sad. It's actually... Yeah, go ahead.
So
Yeah,
it is actually a kind of situation where the state is virtually floating, with 3 seas around it. The fourth sea we are now inundated with is this TASMAC liquor.
Yeah,
Liquor flows like
and drugs.
flattery. Liquor flows like flattery, here.
So, on that very somber note, let's end it. Hopefully, what we are saying is that we have to wait for another big event like this. Hopefully, just by providence, hopefully there are no more like this. It seems like only providence can do something about Tamil Nadu and its illicit liquor problem. Am I right?
Yeah, because this is not going to be the end of it. Because maybe there will be cover up. This time the Nixos will be more careful and they will try to cover up, because there is a huge demand. There is a huge demand. There is a provocation from so many, as I have said. So there is a huge demand. So there is always supply is not a problem with the kind of Nixos that we have. I don't think any of these politicians are going to follow up their words with deeds, and the people are also not going to listen. The other elections are due in 26. So then we need the liquor to fuel the elections.
So on that very somber note, Jawahar, thank you very much for joining us, and thank you viewers for tuning in. Thank you. Bye, Jawahar.
Thank you. Thank you. Now.